We were just in MIT, cover up Fukushima, band out of Boston. MIT. Blood on the snow. Freaking. So, sorry about that. Continued. Grandma, the nuclear energy. We learned today in school from our teacher that the greatest ecological catastrophe in human history, nuclear energy, with the Fukushima freaking meltdowns, and it devastated the Pacific Ocean, and it wiped out the ecology, and it caused all kinds of nuclear energy imperialism over, which destroyed so much of the fabric of the United States and created this vacuum which Putin exploited. We learned that today, and my teacher says, kids, do you know what the nuclear energy Emperor wannabes have no clothes means? And every kid says, yes, we get it. We were all born in 2011. My grandsons, they're going to 6th grade. We're just a few days from those incredible 11s, 3 of them. So, Grandma, we learned that there was a guy named Kevin Blanche who had been blackballed by the Nuclear Energy University, the biggest high school in the world now, which credentials out the yin-yang, told this tale, even to the point where his own cancer, he had a YouTube vlog, he had radio shows all over, he had everybody listening to him, and they physically went after him, and he got cancer in the fall of 2011. I don't know, almost killed him. It was so compelling, Grandma. And the nuclear energy crime syndicate actually hired teams of trolls to attack him all over the internet, physically thing, and he told the truth that everybody went along, all the media, print media, digital media. All we hear is radio goo goo gaga on YouTube vloggers. Everybody went along. Everybody played with these people. University professors at Weber State to their own demise with cancer. They went along. The consortium. Marine biologists at San Diego State, Cal Berkeley. Everybody, you name it, A to Z, played along, Grandma. And there was one guy, the nuclear energy, and they physically attacked him, went after him viciously. Grandma, weren't you a marine biologist? Weren't you a producer at KSL? Weren't you a newspaper reporter at the Standard Examiner? Weren't you a marine biologist professor at Weber State, at Cal Berkeley, at MIT? Weren't you a producer at CNN? At Fox News, at CBS, ABC, didn't you work in that whole industry? Weren't you just a concerned grandmother? Didn't you just say, I don't want to read a story with you, Grandma. In fact, I don't even want to talk to you. In fact, I'll be happy if I never see you again the rest of my life. All I ever wanted was my peace of mind. Now, why would Snowjob hand the chip to Laura, who is the MIT Media Endowment's daughter? She's your document? Astro's Noise? The real story. I walked the entire coast of California while I was dying of California. There was another guy out there named Astro. He called himself Astro. Laura takes that word and uses it and shows up in the Whitney. If she's no artist. Everything's captured. The great nuclear energy war profiteer. Look who the gatekeeper at the moment is. Leon Black? Jeffrey Tubin? No, Dubin. Glenn Dubin? Uncle Jeffrey's coming over to read bedtimes. Look it up. That's the MoMA. I protested there multiple times. I got to tell this story. It's an incredible story. I'm protesting there, and there's a huge African-American security guard. It looked like, I said, God, you used to play for the Giants? This dude, he's sitting there, and he says, Kevin Blanche, he says, I'm supposed to run you out of here. Sitting on the streets of New York City. He says, come here. I was on the USS Reagan. I watch all your videos. My wife has cancer. She loves you. I'm going to go to coffee break. If anybody asks, I went to coffee break. Do your thing. So I do my protest, whatever. The same day that one of the Prince Charles's kids, which are in California now, the heirs to the Russian, it's one family. Hello. Did you forget freaking our history? We all learned that this was one family. Imperialism. We know what imperialism is. It's back. Tsar Putin. So here comes the bigwigs for the moment out, and they go after me. I'm like, you don't know. I know the rules. I protested in New York City for decades. I got to just keep moving. I don't need a permit, whatever. No. They got in my face, and I'm like, no, wait a minute. Fuck you. I says, you don't own these streets in New York City. They called the cops. Here come New York City's used to be finest, not so finest. And they come out, and I'm like, hands up, no nukes. You got to, I said, no. I know the rules. The MoMA doesn't own, oh, wait a minute, I guess they do. They're the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. They own the museums, they own academia. The nuclear energy emperors, they have no fucking clothes. So USA Today comes out on day 4012 and breaks ranks. That freaking sugar wars, textile wars, molasses wars, plutonium wars. There's a reason he wrote Z on the tanks. There's a reason he went to there before anything else, turning uranium-238 into 235 on the old Soviet Union state line. Tsar Putin, the Trojan horses. I was at the White House that night. I was there. It was so eerie, there was hardly anyone there. Everybody cleared out. 2016, November 8th. Play back that tape, Your Honor, if there is one. There is one. It was so eerie that night. The Trojan horse, and I said right then and there, the Trojan horse has entered the freaking White House. The Russians have entered the White House. They will never leave. Tsar Putin. I mean, you know nothing about history. I mean, didn't we? I thought Russia and the United States were allies in World War II. I thought we fought together, side by side. We fought against Italy, Japan, Germany. Boy, have the tables turned. We pop off nuclear weapons, and my father, Air Blast 1, gave his life. I mean, my uncles that raised me, you don't know Semper Fi, the people that paid the price that raised me. You know, it's disturbing to watch this imperialism take this country back, you know. America, you need to learn to speak American. America Vespucci's from Florence, Italy. He spoke Italiano. You know, this was, I mean, last of the Mohicans on Balco, on chemo. France fighting over this place. You know, Mexico. It was Mexico for a little while. Spain. I mean, the Russian River is in California. Oh, boy, didn't we buy Alaska from Russia not that long ago? How did we get into these wars? All it's going to take is one drop of freaking blood spilled. One drop. How did we get into World War I? The Lusitania. It wasn't on American soil. How did we get in World War II? Pearl Harbor. It wasn't on American soil. That wasn't the United States. That was Hawaii. It didn't become a state till we stole it in 1959. You know? It's irony how this is all played out. It's unbelievable. The Gulf of Tonkin, wasn't that people are strange? Wasn't that his dad? That one was totally fabricated. All it's going to take is one bit of American blood spilled, and we're going to be full-blown out nuclear exchange, World War III on nuclear. There's a reason Putin took Big Z, and you're freaking want to talk nuclear energy now, the cover-up of Fukushima. All they did, Grandma, I don't want to talk to you ever again. The integrity crisis in this country, everybody went along with its greatest ecological... On day 4012, the headline of the USA Fukushima-style meltdown, they haven't said the F word for 11 years. What have they done to Kevin? I mean, what a story. What a journey. Impoverish me, attack me, go after me viciously. I told this in perfect detail every day, the whole time. And what's their answer? Kettle me, I'll kettle you. I invented all these terms. Black and yellow journalism. You know, I mean, thousands and thousands of them. La 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 la. Like these, the sound of Fukushima nuclear meltdowns, cancer it grows. The silence, you act like you don't know. The sound of nuclear energy imperialist silence. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. They all act like they don't know. The cancer of nuclear energy silence, it grows. Hands up, no nukes. I'm an anti-imperialist. Everybody that's in bed with Tsar Putin, not me. The Trojan horses called Barack Obama and Donald Trump. I mean, this all madness started clear back in 2006 when he murdered Anna in cold blood. She's from Brooklyn. We did nothing. Too busy off in Afghanistan chasing the Taliban. Nobody from Afghanistan, nobody from Iraq did anything. I mean, this 20-year price we had chasing boogeymans, there's a price to pay. Meanwhile, back on the Russian ranch, back on the Chinese ranch that we empower, if you get your Chinese made Slave goods, we need to strengthen our relationship with China right now, not degrade it. I mean, what's happened? This is scary. Tsar Putin, if he's a commoner from St. Petersburg, Prince Harry's in California holding up the Walmart freaking Rams trophy, the Imperialists. I thought this is how this country was founded. One by jet stream, two by cable TV. Where's first they come for the crafts, and where's Paul Revere when we need him? I thought that's how we found it, was Prince Harry's great-great-great-grandpa. Go to Fort Greene and look at the prison ship memorials. There's 11,500 buddies. My heir. Yeah, my heir is Abraham Lincoln. He put that there. It's disturbing what's happened. It's disturbing. How did they do it? Wanted by Jetstream. Remember when it was against the law for a foreign entity to own major media outlets? They fired Dan Rather for calling George W. Bush a draft dodger when George W. Bush was a draft dodger. How did they do it? Wanted by Jetstream. Two by cable TV. Get this out, Kevin. Direct hit on Oregon. By the way, it's against the law for nuclear energy in Oregon. It's illegal. Yet Utah's funding NuScale. It's against the law in Oregon. They don't make waste? Oh, yeah. I mean, they just backdoored all the laws. Oh, you was going to stop on 11/11. There's no stairway to Kevin. Kevin, what a tale. What a tale. Grandma, weren't you a marine biologist? Weren't you a newspaper reporter? Didn't you work for CNN? Didn't you work for Fox News? Didn't you work for KSL? Weren't you a YouTube vlogger? All we hear is radio good. I mean, didn't you work for NOAA? Didn't you work for the EPA? Didn't you work for the Trump administration? Didn't you work for the Obama administration? Didn't you work for the Biden administration? Weren't you a government? Didn't you work for the CIA? Didn't you work for any of it? Edward Snowjob said himself, I got all the way to the top. I'm the greatest hacker in the world. He's sitting right next to Trump. How do you? I thought he was headed to South America. How do you end up in Russia? Him and Lindsey Mills says the baby's going to have dual citizenship. How is this even possible? How is this possible? In the bunker. He quit the